Just want to start off by commending the players. Yesterday was an off day. Guys were working, taking care of their bodies. We've been doing a really good job of, as the players have, with their mind, body, and spirit, as coaches talked about with you guys before. So a lot of guys were dialed in, locked in, came back today, and they didn't waste a day. So that was good. On teams, we always talk about, not wasting a day when you come back, not easing back into it. Uh, because if you do that, then you're behind 31 other teams. And if you do it the day before an off day and your mind shuts down, then you're behind 2 days. So the guys did a really nice job of that today. So I just want to commend the players on that. And with that, we'll open up to questions.
You got an interesting rookie in Aaron Cruikshank as a returner. Just what are your first impressions on him? I know he's a little bit smaller. What does he need to do in camp here to maybe get a longer look?
Yeah, I mean, he's very talented, and he just needs to continue to do what he's been doing. He's been catching the ball well on punt and kickoff return. He's going to get an opportunity, just like all rookies get opportunities in the preseason, and he'll just have to take advantage of his opportunity. But I'm very happy with where he is right now. So it's a great question, Coach.
Does anything stand out with Halas right now from where he was when he started to where he is now?
Yeah, I think the maturity is year 2 for him. So he's come in. He's done a lot of work this offseason. He did a lot of work when he was here. It's important to him. He's done a lot of work when he's away, catching with several different punters, really taking his catch load up from what it was to what it is now on a daily basis. And I just see a change in the human being from year 1 to year 2. So, and he's catching the ball better, and he's finishing better, and he's all around a better football player this time of year than he was last year coming in. So that's all we can ask for.
Did you encourage him to do more as far as the catch load is concerned, or did he sort of do that on his own?
A little bit of both, but I definitely encouraged it. Yeah, I definitely encouraged it.
I was wondering when you said that he's catching the ball better. Did you guys see those issues in practice last year, or was he doing well in practice and then you're surprised to see it in the game?
No, he did well in the college tape. He's done well in practice, and he just looks more comfortable. He just looks more comfortable as a returner. Is now I believe what he's thinking about instead of, and he can talk to you guys about it, but I think he's thinking the next thing now. Where is the gunner at? What is the situation? What does that, look like? Do I have 10 or more yards to make a play now versus I got to make sure I catch it. I got to make sure I catch it. All eyes on me. So I think I just see maturity in that way with him, which is what we expect. Sorry, Herb, go ahead.
What is it about certain returners, like natural returners, that allows them to track the ball? They just seem a lot calmer as they approach it, as they track it. You see it from Dante, you've even seen it from Cruikshank, but some other guys just not quite as calm in approaching the ball. What is it that allows them to be that way?
Yeah, so really it's just repetition. That's a great question. It really is repetition and beating the ball to the spot. It's one thing I've had the pleasure of, and the honor and pleasure of having a conversation with Devin about that this summer. And he gave us some great insight on that and what he used to do and how he used to beat the ball to the spot was his number one thing. Shared that obviously with Bayless, and we've always shared that with Bayless, Dante. We've always shared it with all of them. But when Devin says it, it's just different. So that's the key thing they've been working on, and making themselves more comfortable, getting there, getting square, and then now being able to make a play.
Where did you see Devin, or where was this conversation?
At a wedding. Yeah, I saw at a wedding. I'll tell you later at whose wedding. I don't know if the guy that got married wants that out, but it was a nice wedding. It was a good time. So
He doesn't want the world to know he's married yet?
I don't know if he wants everybody to know. So, but I saw him at someone else's wedding, not Devin's.
When you look at trying to replace DHC and all the things that he offered you on teams last year, how do you go about do you try to identify another guy that can do that? Do you try to figure out multiple guys that can fill those roles?
Yeah, so that's going to be a work in progress. You all guys, everybody knows here, DHC was a phenomenal guy on and off the field, phenomenal player on and off the field. It's always hard to replace a guy because I want to give him his respect. Is nobody's just going to come in and just be him. And I'm not, as a coach, going to ask anybody to do that. I just always tell them to be you. So be yourself, and then the natural leaders, they'll come to the forefront. But first, guys got to lead themselves. And we talked to them about that, like on our off day. We're talking about coming back and being prepared, and that's going to separate you as a leader. So he was always prepared. We got to find guys that are always prepared, that have that, they have passions, and then lastly, they need perseverance, because this is a hard game. So we find guys like that, then we'll have a group of guys that Chicago can be proud of.
Richard, is it normal when you've lost 3 of your top 4 special teamers in terms of like snap count? Is that like what you expect every year as a special teams coach, when those guys either move on to bigger roles, offense or defense, or just hit free agency? Is that something that you're prepared for every year to try to find replacements?
Yeah, that's a great question, Courtney. It's part of the job. It's something I really look forward to, because I want those guys in our room to perform well and get that opportunity to grow and go on and be a starter. And if we don't get them back, then that's the beautiful thing about our job, because we have to take the guys that aren't the first rounders, they aren't the second rounders, and they got to get coached. Because most of them never played special teams, and they got to learn, and they got to be productive, and they have to really, really develop. That's the part that special teams coaches are always on top of, managing the whole roster and taking them, the players that probably aren't the premier players, and finding ways to make them be special. So I enjoy it, and I do expect it, and I love it, and I can't wait to see who the next guy out of this rookie crop is that's going to be the next guy to step up that you guys can write about and can make plays about for us. So should be good.
Tyler Scott is probably looked more as a receiver than a returner at this point, maybe not, but either way, what do you like most about him that makes him good at whatever he does on a football field?
Whoa, Tyler Scott, he's fast, man. That guy is fast. I love his speed. I love the fact that he is so dialed in. Every time a correction is made, he never makes the same mistake. So I love that about him, because it tells me that it's important to him and that he wants to be the best. And then obviously he is a quick twitch athlete. He is great in short area, and everything we ask him to do, he's going above and beyond to try to get that done. So we'll see what that looks like in the preseason.
Back to what Courtney was just asking about, finding those next guys. How much do you highlight guys that have been here before, like DHC or Sherrick McManus before him, and there's other examples before him, just to kind of show those guys that, even if you don't make it as like star wide receiver or star corner, whatever it is, like you can still have a long NFL career just doing what those guys did.
Yeah, it's part of our. It's a great question. It's part of our core philosophy. So I teach them that from day one, and we talk about it all the time, and we show examples not only of guys like you're talking about, Sherrick or DAC or any of those guys, but we show Terrell Davis, who was a 6th-round draft choice, that went down and flew down and made a kickoff tackle and knocked the crap out of somebody. And then they said, hey, let's put him in on offense. Now he's a Hall of Fame running back. We got several examples of that happening. Adam Thielen was one of those guys. Devontae Adams, I show him clips of Devontae Adams playing on punt return. So it's so many different clips of different guys making plays. My own personal experience, I've been very lucky to have guys that played, like Fred Warner, that played on special teams. Emmanuel Mosley, that played on special teams, an undrafted free agent, now a starting corner in the league. DJ Reed, Matt Breida. Like, we got a farm system. That's what they know. They come in, we develop them, and then they go on to bigger roles. That's probably what I'm most proud of as a coach. So I think you have to show them examples over and over of that, how they can help the football team, and in turn, maybe later down the line, help themselves. But it's the team first.
That used to be a tough sell, maybe it still is, isn't it?
I don't think it's.
Is it any different now than it used to be?
I don't know. I think it's only year 17 for me. A lot of guys been doing it a lot longer than I have. I don't ever feel like it's been a tough sell, because the players, they don't care how much you know until they know you care. And once they know you care, they'll do anything for you. And our guys know we care, and they know we want the best for them, whether that's here or somewhere else. We want them to be here, but we know the reality of the National Football League. You can only keep 53. So I want to make sure that we train them as good as we can train them so that they can have success elsewhere because we care about them carrying the shield. And that's as honest as I can be with you about that question.
On the checklist for when you're figuring out who your returners are gonna be, where does speed, like where on the checklist of importance, where does that rank?
Probably number 2. Ball security is probably 1 on returner, and speed is number 2.
Is there a difference? I mean, obviously Bayless and Tyler Scott, that's like one of their first attributes that we notice. Can you tell differences in their speed and just like where they, like, I don't know, acceleration, is there anything that sets them apart speed-wise?
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's different types of speed. So there's long speed, there's speed from 0 to 10, there's short area quickness when like guys have cat-like quickness in short areas and they can burst past a defender when he's right there on you. So it's just different types of speed. Some guys are build-up speed guys. Some guys are really good in short areas, and then some returners are power runners. And we were talking about Devin earlier. That's what made Devin special. He had all of that in one, you know? So some of them, but you usually don't get that. You usually don't get the quickness and the long speed, or there's something you gotta kind of fix there. But they're very similar, and they're both working very hard. Thank you all. Appreciate it.